OK, I mean, you alluded to it there. So if Tonali is banned, and of course it is if he is banned by the Italian FA, just explain to us, what does that mean for the player and the implications for playing over here?
Well, if he's banned by the Italian FA, the Italian FA is a separate association to the Football Association. It governs football in Italy. But as far as FIFA are concerned, they're likely to regard that under their regulations as a worldwide ban, which would prevent him playing football in the Premier League. The Football Association, under their rules, also have the right to charge a player for misconduct where he's in breach of the regulations of another association. And of course, Newcastle are in the Champions League, and so they're competing against Italian teams in the Champions League. So it's likely that a ban by the Italian FA will result in a similar ban in relation to Premier League games.
And what about any accountability for Milan if Tonali is banned? Could they be held accountable in any way?
Well, then you would look at the circumstances of the transfer with regard to any representations that were made at the time, and warranties that are given in relation to the transfer. But it's unlikely that they would necessarily hold them in breach of that particular contract, because of course it's nobody knows exactly where this might have ended up if it was an investigation at the time, and it might have been a confidential investigation at the time.
And Stephen, obviously it is quite a complex matter. You did talk about the contracts there, kind of talking about how that protects perhaps the clubs or not. What about in terms of protecting a player in cases of incidents like this? Will Tonali, for example, still be paid if he's banned?
Well, the contract itself really only speaks to issues such as doping and things like that. The club have said that they have the best interest of the player at heart. There have been cases in relation to betting cases with the FA where there's mitigating circumstances if a player is undergoing counselling for betting addiction and things like that. So the club will be looking at that. But normally if a player is suspended, then they could be suspended for up to 6 weeks without being paid. The probability is that the player will be paid. Most likely the player is an asset of the club. He has a significant transfer value. The club paid a significant amount of money for him. It's unlikely that they would terminate the contract, and therefore it's likely that the player during the period of the suspension would be paid. He still provides something to the club in terms of his image rights, and so he was likely to be paid. OK, Stephen, we really appreciate your insight on this. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you.